results that I'll be taking you through in a moment has this as the story behind the results. We're able to drive the sustainable business growth by building the data side of our business, moving it more and more away from the typical telco voice. Meant that we needed to transform some of the physical ways of doing business, particularly the area of recharge, away from the physical scratch card more and more to electronic. The contribution of this area is not only in terms of the savings that we make in operating expenditure, but also contributing to the improvement in environmental initiatives in this country. The creating and managing stakeholder value also. Telco. Before 2007 is the phase that I would describe as a formative stage, where you have a lot of brands and rebranding. Even if you take our own cousins, Space Phone and Ariba, it changed different colors and different brands along the line. Fast forward to 2007 and 2014, that's where you had most of the global players entering, MTN, Airtel, Tigo, Vodafone, as well as Espresso and Glo. That was also the period of very intense competition, and during that period, we all saw the price levels coming down, and price levels were able to come down because we also built scale that supported the value that we delivered to customers. Now, the period of consolidation is the year 2014 and beyond. 2014 because in terms of the financial numbers, that is when we started seeing the businesses beginning to consolidate. But in terms of the official consolidation, I'm sure we are all aware of some of the recent news in the market space. We believe that by the year 2019-2020, this market at most, again, will be able to accommodate maximum of 4 players, including even the BWAs as well. So that is the kind of future that we see, and that's the kind of future that we plan for. But this future is not going to come at the expense of minimized competition. Competition will continue to be intense, so consumer interest will not be sacrificed as a result of some of the consolidation. But the consolidation is just there to also ensure that all operators are making money and also they are delivering better value to their shareholders to be able to invest in the market. If you look at the size of our market, if you look at the GDP of this market, the per capita consumption of this market, you do all the sums, it can only support maximum 4 players. And that prediction we made about 4 or 5 years ago clearly is taking shape, and we believe by 2019, 2020, that will be the case. And from there on, all the players will also be in a position to even tackle some of the new technologies like 5G and make the necessary investment to support accordingly. Fast forward to 2007, 4 million. And then after that, we were lagging behind by 1. So 2011, we had 10 million. 2013, after that, 2016, we saw phenomenal growth. So we ended the year 2016 with subscriber base of about 19.2 million. One network across the globe once we hit 20 million subscribers and above. We also took you through the MTN forming our operating model also remains pretty much the same. The only area of difference will be the emphasis that we place, and I will be going through those details as I share the results with you. Above that also, everything we do is to create value for our stakeholders and for government and for our staff members, and how best can we make sure we remain relevant than also learning constantly through innovations and also best practice sharing. We started with an access business, basically voice and data. Today, we are not a bank, but we facilitate financial inclusion. Today, we are not a media company, but we are the biggest distributors of music in this country. We are not a security company, and yet we enable individuals and our customers to take hold of their own security, even on the go or at home. We enable businesses, and we do so through the portfolio of products and services that we have to let them remain relevant in terms of efficiency, and also only access was the prime focus of the business. We have transformed our business model, and this is the way we want to see ourselves into the future. The voice and data component of our business continue to reduce in favor of some of the adjacents that we have here. We may not be an educational institution, but perhaps we carry the largest educational traffic on our network than any single institution in this country. And this is the MTN for the future. Some of the products and services away from the GSM, voice, and SMS, as I mentioned, we have the business services, mobile financial services, data, as well as value-added services. Some of the things that we did, digital initiatives that we did in 2016, the MTN sponsored data, whereby the person that pays for the data is not the user, but the one sponsoring it is the one providing the content. And then also supporting the whole health culture with the wearables that we launched with Garmin. Apps Challenge this time round, helping young graduates to also be part of MTN innovation with the Apps Challenge creation, so that we have apps, and it's going to be even bigger in 2017. And talking about video, though we are not, again, a TV company, but we carried one of the largest video content in this country. 2CTV alone carried almost 10% of our total data traffic in this country. And this enables people to use video on the go, various stations, various channels. We had others with local flair. So AMGO Video also has all the African movies. We did things with University of Ghana. The presidential inauguration was captured live and streamed live online via MTN network. And then internal events as well as many music producers currently having their products and services available on the MTN platform. So this is the way the shape of the business is in terms of subscriber numbers. For 2016, we are looking at subscriber base of 19.2. And of that base, you'll notice data is about 10.6, and smartphone out of the data is almost half. Data subscriber trends also is very good. Half of our base is for data, and half of that half is also smartphone. The challenge that we have is converting all the data users to smartphone, and it's part of the work that we'll be doing in 2017 and beyond. As we grow and increase our customer base, we must also ensure we have the relevant customer service footprints in place. The past customer experience was more physical through the service center and the call center. But in converting more and more of our customers onto the internet and getting them to play on the digital platform, it's only important that we also evolve and ensure that our customer service is available on all touch points where customers may find themselves. So today, for business enterprise, we use a lot of email to deliver service. We have Skype, Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook, etc., etc. We have begun the investment, And for 2017 and beyond is one of the areas that we'll be investing heavily. So much so that by 2020, we expect that the traffic balance will be about 50% on social media, and the balance will be through the physical engagement. So it's another area of transformation led by Jemima and her team. We are here to serve our customers, no two ways about it, and that's why I made that clear commitment that I will be the chief customer champion. So every single customer's life is so important to MTN. And these are some of the packages that we have for our customers. Some of them receive birthday cakes. They have relationship managers. They get their billing through digital media, etc., etc. Are we there yet? There is still a lot of work to be done, honestly speaking. And that is why we are also investing more and more in some of the social media interactions so that we'll be able to speedily serve our customers and deal with their issues as and when they come up. Where Mohammed will not go to the mountain will definitely move to Mohammed. We know some of our customers will not call, they will not go to the service center, depending on their environment and situation. So we've invested in the mobile customer service delivery van, targeting mainly the rural and open market areas to provide service, to educate, and then do activation. Every single region, we have at least one of the customer service rig to do just that. So today, in this country, not only in terms of telco, but across all industry, we have the widest customer service reach. We have the widest distribution footprint. In terms of retailers, we do business through over 200,000 retailers across the country. Our customer experience is extended to 127 touch points, hence increasing the total locations to about 213. Some of the service centers also transformed to the state-of-art flagship stores. By the end of 2017, at least all the regional service centers will be flagship stores. So a lot of investment is also going on in that regard. Some of the footprints we have across the country, the distribution footprints, as you can see, we are relevant in every region, in every district, in every market. And we have distributors. The president is here, Mr. Info. He and his people ensure that MTN products are available, they are accessible, they are affordable, and most importantly, this day and age, we are able to do that with the speed required of a digital service. Looking at mobile financial services, this wheel, again, tells you what we focused on in 2016. A lot of investment products were brought onto the platform. An example is the T-bill for all that we launched with EcoBank. Savings and loan, the work we did with Fidelity. We also have microinsurance, and in 2017, we'll be bringing more microinsurance players on board. International remittance also through other international partners. And today in this country, one of the fastest ways to send money and receive money from abroad is through the MTN mobile money platform. And again, we'll be launching other global players along the line this year. Bulk payment, targeting enterprises, and then integrating the mobile wallet to ATM, just as we have also integrated the mobile wallet to most of the bank accounts we have in this country. The mobile money operating system, in terms of how we do business, we have 57,000 agents in 2016, 16 partner banks. We had 8.5, and of course, we also have collaboration with government and with the payment of leave, school feeding, etc. People transferring money, 56 million of such transactions happen on a mobile money platform. And in terms of value, you can send it on a weekly basis, you can send it on a monthly basis. So that is what we mean when we say our business is helping with national transformation and also doing some of the work that is expected of us as a good corporate citizen. 2015 and 2016, 117%. So in terms of the transaction volume, it doubled. And then also in terms of the transaction value, it doubled. Here, let me make a disclaimer. When we talk about the transaction value, it does not mean all that money came to MTN. No. It is only a small portion that comes to us, because the transaction value is only tracking the amount of money being distributed on the platform. But it doubled, and the business is really, really growing at a rate that sometimes is surprising. For the enterprise side, again, across the verticals, we provide services in the business continuity side, high-speed connection, of which now fiber is playing a key feature, improving efficiency and expanding the footprint, reducing communication expenses, helping our corporate customers to reduce their cost of doing business, company asset and security management also. We have services there as basic as vehicle tracking, asset tracking, surveillance camera, etc., etc. Improving customer engagement channels, and then also efficiency boosting software. So cloud computing and cloud services, the full portfolio is available. IVR over the cloud, as well as the antivirus software from Norton. So these are some of the services that we have, but I'm glad to say that the enterprise side, we have the full business portfolio available, the full technology solutions available, and we always recommend our customers to take advantage of this, not only to enhance their business operations, but also to reach out more and more to their customers. These are some of the examples, services that we introduced in 2016, again, explaining the performance for 2016 that I will be taking you through very soon. State-of-the-art technology. With the help of NCA, we acquired the 4G license. We carry between 2015 and 2016. The data traffic is very big. As I indicated, you can see with the 2G network availability of 85%, in terms of data, it's carrying only 10%. But 3G is carrying 74%. And the new entrant, 4G, for only 5 months, carried 15%. It is projected that this year, 4G will carry about 30% of our traffic. I am happy to announce that the promise that we gave to our customers in 2016, as far as customer experience from the network point of view is concerned, was delivered. We improved our network availability. To expand our 3G network also led to about 1,700 3G sites in 2016. Though the 2G is not part of the future, but there are still areas where it's coming up, it's local, income levels are low, so you need to start them from 2G and then migrate them upwards over time. So 2G is still featured in the 2016 plan. The big area that would remain very important in MTN's network life is fiber. We rolled out over 5,300 kilometer fiber, in addition to the government fiber that we are also using from Gridco and NITA. The essence of fiber is to ensure that we carry high-capacity data with the right speed required to be able to also enhance customer experience. So it is an important emphasis that I want to place as far as transforming our operating model to be able to deliver the customer experience that we touched on. The core nodes, agnostic and making sure they have 4G LTE ready. So when we deploy, even when we deploy 3G, we deploy 3G with the anticipation that when 4G gets there, we don't need to change the nodes. The international traffic also with the submarine cable. Another thing that we did in 2016 is to build double redundancy on the submarine cable. So that's why you may have experienced few outages as far as our data network was concerned in 2016. We had double redundancies so that if there is a problem, the traffic is migrated to another, and if there is a problem on the second one, we are able to hold the third one. There can only be crisis when you have all the redundancies cut in three. Availability from 98 all the way to 99.5 for 3G, 99.6, and then for 2G, again, sorry, maybe we should cut off from December 2016, not January 2017. So 99.5 for 3G, around 99.6, and then also for 4G, 99.7 in December 2016. The plan for 2017, in terms of how much we want to spend, for CAPEX is about $143.7 million. For operating expenditure and cost of sale is about 500 million Ghana cedis. LTE rollout, operating expenditure alone is about 500 million Ghana cedis. When you add cost of sale, it's about 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. LTE rollout, beyond the 475 sites, we are going to add 197 sites in 2017 in all the regions. And we want to ensure that Greater Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, and Obuasi will be almost 100% covered with 4G LTE by the end of this year. Part of it will go to 3G. The modernization project, as I indicated earlier on, will continue, and we would also be extending our fiber further to locations where NITA or Gridco will not be available. We will be extending our fiber by another 410 kilometers. The benefits of this investment is what you are seeing. It should help us further improve the customer experience. It should help us further deliver better quality, throughput, and speed. Today in this market, we offer the best of speed, but the competition is not out there. The competition is the global benchmark. What is available globally is not necessarily what is available in Ghana. So our customers also deserve the best of what is available globally. That is why, in spite of the high speed that we are offering in this market, we want to take it a notch higher. It will help us scale up our network to be able to carry more and more, both in terms of the nodes as well as some of the new technology that will be rolling out, make us more agile to be able to deal with vulnerabilities within the network, and then also be ready for newer technologies when they fall due. Some of the things the team is looking at in terms of network innovations. So with the challenges we have with energy, last year the challenges were not about energy availability, but more energy quality. So we still had to depend on our genset. So we're looking at solar solutions. The team is looking at it. If the business case is very strong, we'll be deploying some solar solutions in the country in 2017. So other new projects. Rural is very, very important. We have now served most of the key markets, and the rural areas is the next tier that we believe our growth will come from. Because now we are not just going there with GSM services, we are also going there with mobile financial service. And with that, we believe it will make a very good business case to deploy some of the solutions, low cost as it may be. So it is another area of emphasis for 2017. Our contribution to national development, starting from the revenue side, the business in 2016 did very well. We grew by 19.8% against the industry average of 14.4% per the budget recently delivered by the finance minister. So it tells you that the industry growth was championed and led by MTN. You can just oppose this growth against the national GDP of 3.6 growth in real term, to also again see the performance that the MTN team, led by the executives introduced to you, contributed in supporting this agenda. Once we record revenue, it means the taxman has also booked his tax. And that's why revenue is directly linked to national development. Doing some quick back-of-envelope calculation, in terms of our contribution to the national revenue kitty, MTN contributed about 3.2% of the total revenue collected in this country. And MTN contributed about 4.3% of the total tax collected in this country in 2016, coming out of the year-on-year growth we posted. Data was significant in our growth for 2016. Data revenue grew by 65.7%. It tells you voice contribution was minimal, almost flat. The next contribution came from the digital side. That contributed 48% to the total data revenue growth. And then next to that one is the mobile financial services. That increased both in subscriber base, the active subscribers who really transacted every 30 days, also grew by almost 80% to 5.7%. So we delivered very strong performance, but it is also very good quality performance at the same time, because when your growth is coming from the traditional business, it's worrisome. When your growth is coming from the future business, then it means your strategy is on course, and then your ability to sustain that growth is also guaranteed. The EBITDA side that the tax man is also interested saw some improvement in terms of margin and even bigger improvement in terms of the actual cash EBITDA delivered. We had challenges, no two ways about it, the currency depreciation, etc., but we managed to contain our cost to be able to still deliver improvement in EBITDA margins. The network quality was a big priority for 2016, so we increased our capex and then also added a lot more co-located 3G sites, and the likes of Francois is there to help us not only to roll out our network faster, but also reduce cost of rollout. So that is the trend for revenue 2014, 2015, 2016. Moved it from 1.99 to 2.3 and to 2.7. It is our hope that in 2017 we'll cross 3 billion. And then for CAPEX also, in line with the growth, 1.4, 1.8 billion to 2.4 billion. So again, for 2017, that is also going to get very close to 3. How did we distribute our growth? This is a very important slide because you hear the stories all the time. Oh, MTN makes all the money and ship it away. No. We make the money and keep the bulk of the money here. And this is how we distributed the revenue and the revenue growth. 16% invested in the network. Rent and utilities, 14%. So 14% of 2.7 is what went to ECG and diesel companies and also for rental. Corporate income tax took 10%. So 10% of 2.7, about 270 million. The interconnect, our own peers also took 10%, both local and international. Dealer commission, Mr. Info and his people, all Ghanaians in the regions, distributed also to their people down the chain. The retailers, 200,000 that we talked about, they all took 6% of our revenue. Maintenance and transmission, the work is done here, payment is effected here. So you go through the chain and the retained profit is 16%. Of that retained profit, part of it will be dividend, the other part will be invested back into the business. If you look at the CAPEX contribution of 16%, it means that even the retained profit will not be enough to guarantee the CAPEX for 2017. So this is how we distributed the 2.7 billion revenue that we made in 2017. So it is not true that MTN makes tons of money and ship it all away. It's paid to NCA, and then for the regulatory fee also, the amount in cedis is about 309 million Ghana cedis. And also the GRE, they are not here, so they can also see the numbers. So total tax payment for 2016 was about 712 million Ghana cedis. If you look at the delta between the 2016 and 2015, it's only 5%. And the question is, why did we grow 19%, 19.8%, but in terms of the tax contribution, it's only 5%? It's because of some capital allowance that the tax authority allowed us to offset because of all the investments that we did in 2016. So that's why you see the difference. But for the capital allowance, the figure we will be reporting would have been very close to the 19% of 675 rather than 5%. So we paid our dues, and we paid our dues mildly to this country in 2016. If you put everything together, what went to government of Ghana and its subsidiaries, GRA, NCA, GIFEC, etc., the total pairs was about 1.1 billion Ghana cedis. We believe in doing business. We also believe in doing good. So apart from the contribution in taxes and other fees, we also gave back in many ways. I'm sure we are all aware of the MTN Ghana's commitment to invest 1% of profit after tax to social investments. So 142 projects in 9 years, 32.2 million. This can be a little deceptive because it happened at different exchange rates. If you look at the dollar value, it is a little more than $20 million. The educational projects, health projects, economic empowerment, and other community support programs. Ghana 60 would also come with its own commitments, and that will be a different discussion in future. So these are the things that Cynthia and her team have been supporting MTN, not only to make a statement at the national level, but also the communities where our cell site may be, for people to see the contribution and how they benefit from MTN directly. Some of the projects, the key ones, Tema General Hospital Maternity Block project. When we chopped 20 years last year, we also offered some scholarship. Joaso palm oil production, we have converted the palm oil shed used by the ladies, the women in Joaso, to a very modern state so that they can do their work and extract better value from their processing. And the impact the initiatives have made, over 20,000 women impacted by the Tema General Hospital initiative for Joaso. Over 200 women in the community are impacted, directly helping them to make a living. And then for the scholarships also, 100 students per annum for a period of 3 years. And the commissioning of the Tema General Hospital is expected to happen in 2017, and the rest will also happen in Q2 and then in April 2017. The people side, they're very important because everything we do and the innovation that we craft is possible for 2 reasons: having the right organization and having the right culture within the business. Because innovation itself is a culture. Business growth mindset is a culture. And I am happy to again announce that within the MTN group, in terms of culture, in terms of people, in terms of leadership, we are recognized to be the leaders. I am pleased to inform you that the overall group sustainable engagement score has increased 2 points to a score of 74. I want to take this opportunity to again congratulate MTN Ghana for achieving the highest score in the group with the score of 90. Total group was 74. MTN led the way with 90%. So, best operation in employee culture in 2016. Best operation in employee sustainability engagement in 2016. Best MTN operating company in worker for employee digital recognition. And as we speak, we have 9 Ghanaians outside because now the team here have also become very hot. Everybody wants to grow. Everybody wants to replicate the Ghana example. So we have 9 Ghanaians on expatriation outside of Ghana. So we are not only contributing to the success of this country, but we are also building people, and they are also helping to contribute to the success of other countries. I don't want to bore you this morning with too many negative stuff, but it's important because the media is here for you to also know that it wasn't all rosy. We had our own challenges. The almighty fiber cut was a big issue. The load shedding, overcoming it, a major issue, unpredictable cost, and that's why the recent currency depreciation is a little bit, they are doing their own thing. So here we are engaging with government to also ensure that one guideline is followed across the country. Permitting challenges, multiple points that you have to engage before you go through the permitting and the time it takes. Francois is always complaining. There are rollouts that we needed by June. He said, if you can help me with the permitting, you can get your rollout by June. Customers need a service, and yet some administrative bureaucracy may stand in the way, and we are not able to get a permitting to be able to do the rollout on time. Over-taxation. We are in the budget period, so this one cannot go away. We're expecting that at least the National Stabilization Levy will be dropped based on the assurance that we received from the previous government. But unfortunately, a new government has come, so they don't want to assume that responsibility. But we are still engaging so that it becomes a promise of the new government to have the National Stabilization Levy at least drop. We are paying too many taxes across board, and we think something should be done about it. We are not just asking for the waivers for the sake of waivers, for more profits. We are asking for the waivers, as you saw, so that we can invest more and more. Because the money that must go into investment, if they are taxed, it means that our network investment can only delay. And things that should take us maybe 2-3 years to accomplish may take about 5 to 6 years to do. Further details on fiber cards, we can move on. So, moving ahead, as we started, so shall we end. It's not a rocket science. Our focus will continue to be on the customer and at the center of everything we do. Transforming the operating model and moving the business significantly away from voice and data more and more into digital. Today, voice and data still remain the majority of the business. In 2 to 3 years' time, we want the digital side to be the majority of the business, about 60 to 65% contribution in 2 to 3 years' time. We have an internal strategy called 25-2015 that is driving this agenda to be able to deliver services that are relevant to our customers and also can help MTN itself transform. Mobile financial services will play a key role. For 2017, the single biggest focus is on payments because we have done a lot within the wheel that I shared with you, whether it's investment, whether it's payment, whether it's savings and loan. But when it comes to payment, that is still the area we have a challenge. And we are looking forward to a future where just as you do not think twice before approaching any kiosk to pay with cash, so should you also not think twice before you approach any kiosk to pay with mobile financial services. And that is the focus for mobile money in 2017. Network modernization and stability, looking forward to a year without any network outage. Okay. Improved operational efficiency internally and remain the employer of choice and good corporate citizen, contributing our staff to this country and making Ghana great again. Thank you very much.